noon.
Coach, any update that you have on Mike Evans? Does it look like he's going to miss some time with that hamstring?
Not yet. He's going to get an MRI tomorrow. Right now they deeming it as low grade, but we'll see when it comes out.
What exactly happened? It seemed like a no contact kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what happened. I mean, he felt something, so he came off.
What is the expectation or plan for Tristan and Chris this week? What have they been doing at this point? And are they going to be working more with the first team this week? And if so, and everything checks out, when they then play?
They started practicing last week. We got to see the progression of how they handle everything, and then we'll make that decision at the end of the week.
How much emphasis during practice during the week goes into the 2-minute drill for you guys?
It was a ton during camp and during this summer, and probably we get to it every Thursday as well. So we spent a lot of time on it from the spring till now.
Coach, Christian Izzian also left and was ruled out with a quad injury. Do you have any updates on him right
now? Not yet. I mean, he's sore, and then we'll see how he is during the week.
Every week, I think every week, there's been breakdowns on special teams, whether that's, blocked punts, blocked field goals, returns. We seem to have this conversation. So on the macro, what is happening? Is this a case of just, early in the year you got new players, younger players, or what do you think's going on there?
Well, we're playing with a lot of different guys every week, so especially on the field goal team, when you lose your entire offensive line pretty much, you're playing with new guys each week at different spots, so that's going to take some work to get everybody on the same page, so we just got to be sharper there.
Do you think Feeney and some of those newer guys will have a chance to catch up in terms of, learning the offense, or what is the use of some of these newer guys that you brought in? Could they be more productive if you needed them?
Yeah, they can. I think Feeney has a chance to catch up because he's been in the league for a while. It's just a terminology thing and him getting used to how we want things, but he's been practicing when he was up in Buffalo, so the physical part won't be hard. It'll be more of the mental. As far as the D lineman with Simmons coming in, he's learned some things. He's got some more things to learn, so we got to kind of put him on a pitch count there and see what we want to do with him as with the rest of the guys that's coming in here. But, the more guys get hurt, the sooner they have to play, so we got to get them up to speed pretty fast.
How does that affect Baker with all these changes in the front line? What's the conversation between you and him right now?
I mean, it's 100% positive. I don't think it affects him. At least you're not going to say it's going to affect play calling, play calling wise, because they all do different things. So we got to make sure we're on top of it offensively, making sure our guys can do what they made the team to do, as opposed to doing. You're not going to get guys that can do things that Tristan can do, or do what Luke can do, or even do what Cody can do. So we got to make sure the run and the pass plays marry up with what the guys do well.
Yaya Diaby had some of the most quarterback pressures of any rusher in that early window there, and he did end up getting a sack towards the end of the game. But what have you seen in his game and on his tape, and do you think he'll probably just earn more of those sacks this year? Because I know last year he also had a lot of high pressures but couldn't quite get those sacks.
I mean, he'll play hard. The pressures are the big thing. Sacks are depending on how long the quarterback holds the football. You can't put a price on sacks when you're getting a lot of pressure. Sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't, and you still have a heck of a rush. That's just part of it. He's just got to keep continuing to hone his craft in and get better, and the sacks will come.
How much better are you on defense in just terms of playmaking, whether it's pressures? We saw like Parrish making plays, you're getting sacks from different places. You've obviously got Tyke as an impact player. I mean, are those newer guys or guys in new positions really starting to gel now?
I think we have more athletic playmakers in that regard, where we don't have to rely on just Wynn and Levante. We got other guys that can make plays at doing other things, so that allows everybody to play their position and not peek outside the box.
I know you were really aggressive in the first half with your blitzes. In the second half, did you guys kind of deviate from that? Did Todd seem to kind of figure some of that stuff out? It seemed like maybe you weren't blitzing as much in the second half, and I didn't know what was kind of the thought process behind that.
No, I thought we missed more tackles as they got 5-yard checkdowns. I thought we got tired, and the heat index got to us a little bit, and I thought it showed on one of those drives.
What's it going to take too for the defense? And I know early on in the season, a lot of times it's like this with teams, putting 4 quarters together. What will it take for that group to be able to do that?
I mean, it takes time. You got to get used. You got to get used to the grind. I mean, it's 3 weeks in. We got about 2 more weeks to get used to the grind, but we got to put 4 quarters together. As the schedule goes, it gets tougher every week, so we got to make sure we don't make those mistakes.
You mentioned on Friday last week that Michael Jordan was dealing with a sore knee and that you were going to run some tests. Did any of those tests come back, and do you have any update on his status perhaps going forward?
He just got a sore knee and a sprain, and when he feels better, we'll get him out on the field.
Can you just speak to the job that Kevin Carberry and Brian Cucci were able to do in getting those guys ready? I mean, even your 2 starters that you've had out there, they've been playing out of position.
I mean, they've done a great job, mixing and matching guys and plugging guys in, new guys in, plugging in guys in from the practice squad, moving guys at different positions, and getting them to play on Sunday. That's a full-time job. Believe me, those 2 guys have done a hell of a job getting those guys ready to play. For us to be 3-0 is a big credit to them.
And to do it against the likes of Quinnen Williams, well, people too.
Hey, he's a stud player. I mean, he's still one of the best in the league, and he made his plays, but those guys battled him.
Todd, if Works came back, would you be more normal on that side of the ball, in that he would go to left tackle, and then you'd be able to obviously have your center back and your left guard, or would you Works can play right tackle if he had to? I mean, what would you just try to keep as normal as possible?
That'll be a big discussion depending on how he's moving this week, depending on what side he's moving better on. If he has a side he's moving better on, then who played guard better, and the discussions we got to have in the next day or so.
What about the game plan that your staff, that Grizz helped put together, in terms of operating this offense this week based on the limitations that you had? The fact that you had new guys coming in, there weren't a lot of long developing pass plays necessarily down the field. Baker was taking a lot of what they were giving him underneath. Just being able, your staff, to craft something that, again, this very injured team was able to manage.
I don't know if it was just crafting something or, we had 5 holding calls in the first 13 plays. So that's tough to overcome as well. So you better start getting the ball out your hands in that regard, and we got to do a better job there. But the game plan was as such to where we could use some things and craft it towards what those guys can do well, despite the holding calls. And I really thought they battled.
Mecca didn't practice much last week, but when you continue to see him play and the one-handed catches and the big catch in the last 2 minutes, are we looking at a rookie of the year type candidate thing here? Have you seen many rookies as a receiver come in and do what he's doing this fast?
Right now, we don't even consider him a rookie. He's been doing it so much in practice and the details of his work that we had kind of expected from him here in the building. I think outside everybody's seeing it for the first time, but a little early for rookie of the year type of things. He can do that for 16, 17 weeks. We'll be happy.
The incomplete pass to Mecca late in the game. What did you see there? Baker kind of seemed a little frustrated by the call. What did you think about it?
There are going to be some calls that go our way, some calls that don't go our way. I thought he called it.
What went through your mind when Mike had that injury there and was limping off the field like that?
I mean, just hoping he was all right, but we're trying to win the game. Next man up had to come in and play, and then you see how serious it is after the game.
Last year when he was out, and I guess Chris was out for obviously at that same time, you guys weren't able to win the games. You were able to score points, but not win. How is he that big of a factor for you if he's not able to play? How do you replace a piece like Mike? Because so much of the passing game goes through him. Some of the double teams he draws and all of that.
I don't know if you can replace him. Other guys can do other things, and we're trying to tailor towards those type of things, but you can't replace a Mike Evans.
What happened last year with Mike? He had tweaked that hamstring before the Baltimore game, and he was trying to play through that. Does that kind of impact you guys' decision-making with him this year? I know it's a different hamstring, but just in terms of, okay, he tried to play through a hammy last year. It resulted in a pretty significant hamstring injury. Would you guys proceed with more caution this go-around?
Well, we proceeded with caution last go-around, so I don't think it's a this go-around thing. It's a matter of how he's feeling. If he's feeling well and 100%, he'll play, and if he's not, he won't.
Coach, Coach, how much of a test is this with Philadelphia and just, defending Super Bowl champions? Your thoughts on that team and the opportunity here to, play someone like that and beat them?
I mean, they're battle tested. Like I said, they won the Super Bowl. That's where we're trying to get to. We know they're a quality team coming in here. We think we're a quality team that they're going to play. So we just got to limit our mistakes and focus on us right now. It's a big game 4. That's all it is. It's a big game 4. It's not going to break us, and it's not going to make us when we win. But at the same time, it's a quality opponent coming in here that we can get to test ourselves against and see where we are.
You had Desmond Watson in here last week working out to kind of gauge where he's at. Where is he at? And is this a week or an opportunity where you could use a little more size against the tush push if you were to bring him on the practice squad?
I mean, he had a good workout, and we'll see where he is from signing him from that standpoint, but we'll never bring him in just to stop a tush push. If we got to bring in a guy to stop one play and the tush push never comes up, you're wasting your time. So if we bring him in, we think he can play, not just for a Philadelphia thing, and very unlikely he'll be ready to play once we bring him in for Philadelphia right now anyway. So, it's just a matter of us making room and seeing if we have a place for him and then what we see for him in the future.
You feel like that play should stay legal? Like you were kind of a voice about, like, hey, if they do it well, you got to find a way to stop it. Like I don't put words in your mouth, but you're not opposed to the play itself, right? Like some teams were.
I mean, I'm a fan of creativity. I think if somebody crafts something and they do it well and it's within the rules, it's up to the other side of the ball to stop them, whether it's offensively or defensively. They have something that they do very well. I think Buffalo's the only other team that can do that well. If everyone else can do it, everybody will be doing it. So it's a challenge for all the defensive coaches to try to stop it, and that'll be me included.
You have Benjamin Morrison out there again, certain situations. Your thoughts on how he's played? I want to say the first play he had out there, he had an immediate tackle for a loss. Just how is that kind of going, rotating him in there?
I thought he made great strides from last week to this week. I thought he really played more under control. I thought he played calmer. I thought he went through all of his assignments. He went through all his reads. He made some plays for us, and I think he's settling in nicely. So I really think that's going well.
Well, and I believe when he was in for Jamel Dean, I want to say. The fact that you also had Jamel getting a pick 6 in this game, is that potentially working out then in his favor if he's able to still go out there and make plays like that?
Well, Jamel's our starter. He can go out there and make plays, but we got to get Benjamin some plays, and he's going to play for us as well. So we got a 3-corner rotation going right now, and we got Parrish there getting some reps in at nickel as well. So we got a bunch of guys that can help us play. So if someone goes down, we have that next guy already playing.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.